Can Clove escape ISO's ultimate? Can they revive themselves if they are suppressed? Can they identify the real Yoru? These are just 3 of the several myths that we will be busting today to put Clove's ability to the test. But first, a small recap of what their abilities can do. Their signature ability is called Russ. It works like a standard brimstone smoke. It's launched from a HUD with a duration of only 13.5 seconds. It's the shortest smoke ability in the game. The range of the smokes is the same as brimstone when you're alive, but much smaller when you're dead. Metal is a throwable nade which will apply a decay of 90 damage to your enemies if they are caught. This makes them extremely low, and you can even one-shot them if they have light shields. Pick Me Up works like a Reyna overheal, except you don't need to lick at the target to actually heal yourself. However, it has some downsides which we will explore later. Their ultimate is quite unique. You can revive yourself within a few seconds and your soul will pop out, kinda like a Reyna dismiss, so you can reposition yourself and continue fighting. And you must fight to get a kill or to get an assist, because if you don't, you'll just die again. But there's way too many things that are unclear about this, so let's begin exploring. First of all, can you revive yourself if you're the last player on your team? You cannot. If the round ends upon your death, you can't use Clove's ultimate. There are certain exceptions, like let's say you're the last attacker alive and the spike is planted. Then you can revive yourself because the round hasn't really ended yet and there's still something left to fight for. However, if you're the defender, the round would just end and you can't do anything. You can't revive yourself. Of course, if you're not the last one alive, you can revive yourself at any time. You also need to have your ultimate at the start of the round to actually respawn. I know that you're supposed to get an ultimate orb when you die, but that does not mean that you can have 6 points and use your ultimate to come back to life in the same round. Now, let's start comparing Clove directly against other regions. Comparing the size of smokes, Clove smokes are just a tiny bit bigger than Brimstone, but they're still smaller than Astra and Viper's smoke. They're almost the same size as Omen in width, but the Clove smokes are actually taller than Omen's dark cover. In fact, Clove smokes are also smaller than Harbor's Cove. Duration-wise, Clove's smoke lasts for 13.5 seconds, whereas Omen and Astra smokes are longer, somewhere around 15 seconds, and of course, Brimstone has the longest smokes of them all, lasting just a little over 19 seconds. Viper smoke depends on her toxins and when you use it, so you can't really compare that. Let's put Clove in a 1v1 situation against Astra. Astra's gravity well makes you vulnerable for almost the same time as Clove's metal decays you. Clove smoke costs 150 credits, but you spawn with one already, so you just need to buy the second one. The smokes regenerate every 30 seconds, same as an Omen smoke. If you step into Viper's poison orb or run past the toxin screen, you will lose HP, but not that fast, and you will also not recover it fast either. You lose 30 HP instantly and then you keep losing it slightly the longer you stay inside. However, with Clove, the HP loss is instant, making it a death sentence for anyone caught in it. However, it only lasts for 3.25 seconds and after that you're back at your original HP. After you die, using your ultimate can let you pass through a lot of stuff. You can cross Cypher tripwires without triggering them. You can also go across deadlock walls without breaking them, but you can't go past a Sage wall. However, you can cross a slow field at full speed as long as you're in your dismiss form. We tried blocking Clove's respawn by building a Sage wall on top of Clove's body, but the Clove just goes above it. Clove will also trigger Chamber's trademark if they get close, but if they're in the dismissed form, the slow won't really affect them. Even the slow from Chamber's ult to their force cannot stop them. Now let's compare them to Killjoy's utility. Can the Metal Decay help you break utility faster? Nope. It cannot. The decay doesn't apply to Gecko's utility either. The Wingman and Thrash both require the same number of bullets to kill even if you hit them with the metal. If Gecko uses the Wingman on Clove while they're in the dismissed form, the Wingman will chase down Clove, but they will not stun them until they're back in human form. Lil Bro is smart. However, the Sky Trailblazer is not that smart. If the dog bites Clove while they're in dismissed form, the dog will crash into them but not actually do anything. Can a Sova tag Clove in the dismissed form? Nope. What about KO? Clove can respawn even if they are suppressed. Dying basically removes all the debuffs that KO does to Clove, so Clove can respawn regardless of KO's dagger and his ultimate. Breach cannot stun Clove in the dismiss form. What about Fade? Clove can't be caught by the Seas if they're in dismissed form. The Prowler will chase them but they won't actually blind them. Same as a Skydog. I guess Wingman is the smartest of them all. The only way to make Wingman smarter is by...
Hey Gecko, you ever think about teaching Wingman to use a gun? Just a thought. Write it down, maybe.
Can Clove dodge ISO's ultimate if they're in the dismiss form? Yes, they can. ISO cannot kidnap Clove, but Clove will probably just ask ISO to take them there and party.
So, ISO, you've got your own little pocket dimension, yeah? Hear me out. What if we threw a wee Raven there? Think about it. Think about it.
Let's say for some reason you're not able to dodge ISO's ultimate and you are kidnapped into his world. If you die, you can actually respawn back in the real map. However, you will lose your gun and you'll have to continue fighting with just a pistol. Now let's talk about speed. Using Pick Me Up gives Clove a speed boost, and this can stack with the Brim Stim Beacon, making them even faster. The question is, can these two powers combined overtake Neon? Nope, Neon is still faster. Even with the Pick Me Up and Stim Beacon active, Neon's high gear gives her a 33% speed boost bonus, which can still beat the combined speed buffs. What about Yoru? He also gets a slight speed boost when he's masked in his ultimate. Are the combined powers enough to beat him? Yes they are. Yoru might get faster, but he isn't as fast as Neon, and Neon too barely managed to beat Clove by a small margin. Metal requires a line of sight for it to work. If you are in the blast radius, you might not necessarily be decayed if it lands in a place which is blocked by some part of map geometry. Even the tiniest wall or the smallest bump in the road can block it, so it requires enemy to be in line of sight of the ball. It has very short range and you need to be careful about where it lands. This means even if you want to make combos out of it, there will be very limited uses of this ability. Fun fact, using the medal can actually reveal the real Yoru because he will be decayed, but the clone will not be decayed. There's a gimmick that you can do to dodge the Killjoy lockdown. If you die just before the lockdown pops and come back to life after it, you won't get detained. But you would have probably guessed this already. However, let's say you don't time it correctly, and now you're somehow forced to come back to life earlier. As long as you're in your spirit form, you won't be detained. This is just like Omen mains teleporting away moments before the lockdown pops and then cancelling their ultimate afterwards. Is it possible to dodge the lockdown? Yes it is. But is it a smart idea to deliberately die just to dodge a lockdown? I don't think so. Even if Clove is in their spirit mode, the Killjoy utility will still detect them. But just like they don't get slowed by Chamber's trap, the Killjoy alarm bot won't make you vulnerable if Clove is in their spirit form. The spirit form basically makes Clove pretty much intangible to all buffs and debuffs in the game. Astra's Gravity Well and Concussive Blast also does not affect Clove if they are in their spirit form. The Gravity Well does not hinder your movement at all and only sucks you in after you're back in your human form. The same goes for Nova Pulse, it does not concuss Clove at all. Clove is truly intangible when they're in their ghost mode, which means they cannot pick up the weapons or the spike. Now let's do Clove versus Reyna. First of all, Clove's overheal instantly grants you shields, whereas Reyna does take some time to finish her healing. Also, Clove does not need to maintain eye contact with the target like the Reyna does. So technically Clove is still better, but Reyna's overheal stays with her for much longer. Now obviously, like a Reyna dismiss, you can dodge the showstopper if you're in your dismissed form. Also, the boombot will follow you around in your dismissed form, but it will just blow up early if it catches you. So I guess Wingman truly is the smartest pet of them all. That was all the weird interactions that one can have with Clove in Valorant. If there's any other cool things that you guys have discovered, then please let us know about them in the comments.
The Global Esports VCT Team Capsule is now live. Head to the Valorant store and get yours today.